I get people who approach me for personal branding, and they obviously want to not only build their brand, they want to work on a job that they're passionate about, or earn more money, or, you know, uh, progress in their career. However, one of the biggest challenges I face is when you have youngsters, young men and women, boys and girls, young in the sense, college graduates, all that, who want to develop a personal brand, but then they have these systemic demands. Like, for example, I'll give you, without being specific, because I have to keep their identity anonymous. This young man, he tells me that he wants, say, his passion. Okay. Now, he's not one of those guys who wants to be a singer or a dancer or a wrestler or all that. He wants a corporate job. Okay. But now his conditions were, he wants a corporate job where he can be himself. Okay. He wants a corporate job where he can be himself, where he can. He doesn't like office politics. He doesn't like to take crap. He doesn't want to dance to the boss's tunes. And one of the main reasons why he came to me for my guidance was, wherever he would get a job, he would resign from the job because, he would get pissed off. He had a temper issue also. And he didn't want to take crap from anyone. And finally, after a smart guy with the good personality, ability to sell, but the main problem is his temper, and he didn't want to be flexible. He didn't want to take crap from anyone. So he asked me, what is the solution? Now, see, this is where the problem is. Personal branding does not mean that you can all of a sudden get the whole world to accept you. Personal branding is you selling yourself to the world in a more favorable way, with the key ingredient being likability. Keep this word in mind, likability. If you're not likable, people will not want to do business with you. If people like you, they will do business with you, or they will have a relationship with you. If they don't like you, they will not. Now, the problem with this young man, very talented, great personality, good looks, good communication skills. He has skill level, which is okay, but no experience in the real world. But now, with all this, just by talent alone, he believes, and if he adds on a personal brand and knows how to sell himself, he will sustain and survive the corporate world. No, the corporate world is filled with people with egos, people with experience, people who have proved their worth and who have earned their stripes. You can't be the new kid in the block and come there and make a big announcement. Hey, I've arrived. I want you to, accommodate me and follow my rules. No. These people who have been in the industry for many years, they have got along well with the system. They're not going to change the system for you. No matter what amount of personal branding you do, they're not going to change themselves for you. And I told him, end of the day, see, listen, you're a young buck. You first get experience, be humble, learn the nuances of the world, learn how to take instructions, learn how to be a team player, understand what it is to work in a corporate environment. And, through that sense of discipline, you will grow. You can't just turn up in a industry that has proved itself and start demanding and commanding. Nobody will give a damn, no matter how talented you are, unless, of course, you're a protege who's the world's best. I said, nobody will entertain you. And no matter how flashy you make your personal brand, initially maybe people will give you an opportunity, but eventually they'll throw you out, because the goal is longevity. The goal is to keep it sustainable for a longer period of time, not just get a job, make people get impressed with you. Then after 1 month, they realize, oh, this guy is talented, but he's an asshole. So I told him that. Now, would he follow my advice? I don't know. The second example that I'll give you is this girl. Now, this girl, she she didn't have any particular demands in terms of a career. Career path, she was pretty okay. She was studying and learning as an engineer and working as one. But she had a hobby at the side that was singing and dancing. She loved that. And she wanted to make it a kind of like a career path in the future. Okay, where she could earn money. She was getting a few gigs where she would give voiceovers and sing songs, and she used to go for all these events where she would show her artistic talent, and she was paid for it. Now, uh, her issue was she wanted my guidance as to how she could put her foot down with the management and say, I will not work for more than 8 hours. She wanted to work for only 8 hours and leave. Okay. She didn't want to stay because obviously I had to practice with the band members and practice her and hone her skills. Okay. I told her that I really respected what she was doing, that she was developing her talent and she was also working and focusing on other areas. But when you're young, you cannot demand, I will work only for 8 hours. And especially when you have employment where you get paid per month. If you're getting paid per hour, let's say you work 1 hour, I'll pay you for 1 hour. How many hours you work, those many number of hours I'll pay you. Fine. Then that doesn't, then you won't have a problem there. You can work 8 hours, you can work 6 hours, you can work 4 hours. But if you want a monthly salary with a company on a long-term contract, if they ask you to work more than 8 hours, you have to work. Now, obviously, you can say that, yeah, she can go get a job somewhere else where they'll make her work exactly 8 hours. Yeah, the ideal situation would be, yes, search for another job that makes you work for 8 hours and that doesn't mind you leaving the office on time. But now here's the thing. If such a job does exist, don't you think that the demand for that kind of a job or that company would be very high? Don't you think the people who are working in such a company where they work only fixed number of hours and go home on time, nobody would leave that company? And that also, if you're talking of a company that pays you good salary, 5 days a week, go work, go home on time. I mean, who would want to leave such a job? So my solution to her was keep searching for a job that takes care of this, but do not resign from this job until you get another job. And another issue is there are some companies that do not want you to have a side hustle. There are companies that might say, no, we don't want you to have a side business because then your heart and soul will not be in this job, it will be in your side business. Then there are other companies that might say, okay, you're working, now we'll change our policy, you'll be in shift. Or there are even companies where if people come to know you have a side business, jealousy gets in the way, and some people even might say that, oh, that's why you don't put 100% into your work. And that can cause a lot of issues. I've known, these are real facts. Huh? An ideal situation would be where you get a job and everything is fine for you. But it doesn't, management and senior people are not going to bend over for you. See, overall, both these two youngsters, the problem that they both had was very simple. They are both starting their careers and they have a list of demands. I always tell people, until you earn your stripes, until you have proved yourself to the management, until you have enough and more money and clout and power, you can't demand. And if you don't have all this, your only solution is to be likable. is to for people to like you. And if people like you, the management likes you, or your boss likes you, maybe he can accommodate your request and support you, and that can help you. Otherwise, you start demanding and making, no, I want this, I want that. You'll just bugger off, man. And no amount of personal branding or no amount of uh, you know sugar coated advice will result in a quick fix solution. Remember, it all comes down to your attitude, it comes down to your humility, it comes down to you making people like you. You do things for them, then they will do things for you. Like this, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And one final thing is, nobody gives a damn about your hobbies, about what you want, unless you give them first what they want and help them achieve their goals. The reason I'm successful as a personal branding guy or online coach or consultant is because I first focus on giving people value and I give them what they want. I don't go around demanding, you give me first, only then I'll give you. Nobody will care a damn. People will say, okay, bugger off, I'll go elsewhere. And in a day and age of social media and internet, where everything is so easily interconnected and you can get options and solutions, don't think you're indispensable. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. You let me know your thoughts. What would you advise such youngsters who have a list of demands and I'll work only 8 hours, I'll go home on time, I don't want to take nonsense, I don't want pressure from you. Hey, this dog of mine, he sees other dogs. Bobo! I hate when a dog barks. Sometimes. The problem with this small chihuahua of mine, if I were to take him in front of the dog, he'll be a coward. It's like those keyboard warriors. They bark a lot when they are in their anonymous this thing, but when they come face to face, chicken shit. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Put down. And what advice would you give youngsters like this who have a list of demands? Remember, talent can only help you gain so much. It's not just talent, it's likability, it's sellability, and it's focusing on what the other people want first, then making a list of demands. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share. You guys take care. This is me signing off. Shall. See you.
Are you fed up of life? Earning a pathetic salary, working long hours, having an ungrateful boss, facing office politics, the constant fear of losing your job, and after paying rent, groceries, shopping, and children's expenses, you were left with hardly any savings. Is this the life you dreamed of? Or do you wish to change your life forever? Meet Loy Machedo, the world's #1 personal branding coach. He will help you identify the real you, position and sell yourself by getting the job of your dreams, and make good money anywhere in the world. If you do not believe me, Google his name, Loy Machedo, and you will find 2 million web links online and over 200 recommendations from very happy clients. So the question is, do you want to change your life? If yes, then contact Loy Machedo. www.loymachedo.com. Who is loymachedo.com? Thinkpersonalbranding.com. What are you waiting for? Do it now.